AMC just reported its earnings. Let's talk about what happened in the earnings report, where AMC stock price could be headed, and my personal thoughts on everything involved with the stock. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of my analysis on AMC. If you guys want to pick up a free stock with Public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys sign up using our link and deposit $1, you guys can get a free stock of a great selection of companies, and you can follow some of your favorite investors, keep up to date with what they're buying, what they're selling, and of course their thoughts on the market. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with AMC Entertainment, of course ticker symbol AMC, $33 a share, $33 a share, wow, messed that up, $33 a share, 78 cents. And we're sitting at up just about $1.08 on the day, up about 3.30%, as you can see here from this graph. Not a lot of volatility for most of the day here, kind of up and down, but really in a kind of tight consolidation pattern. A little bit of a breakout here towards the close, likely due to a lot of buying pressure because of the earnings report that we saw in after hours. Now, what does this mean? What happened with the earnings report today? Because this was a big thing. This was something that a lot of analysts were predicting AMC to do very well as far as their numbers and what they would put out on their report. A lot of people also, of course, retail, keeping retail in mind. Retail has been very excited for this event. They've been very just looking forward to it. There hasn't been a lot of hype in the stock price as far as the way the graph has uptrend here. We've had kind of a mixed kind of week. It's been up and down kind of all over the place. We haven't really had what most people would consider a traditional run up on AMC here in the last couple of days. But of course, AMC is a strange stock. It moves very differently. It's manipulated sometimes. There's all kinds of things happening with it 24/7. But other than that, guys, let's hop into this article here that gives kind of a brief overview of what happened with AMC today on their earnings call. The earnings call happened after hours. We're gonna get into the technical analysis and actually where the price is at here at the end of the video. But for now, let's talk about how the earnings call went. So AMC Entertainment second quarter earnings report is a big moment for the meme stock hero. To say the theater chain stock overcame adversity in the first half of 2021 is an understatement. AMC stock was rescued from debt. It won over the hearts of short squeeze investors, and it survived a rough Q1. Now with the Delta variant once again threatening the chain's survival, investors want some optimistic energy going into the second half of the year. In anticipation of the call, many were celebrating AMC's earning day on Twitter. The last month in particular was an unkind one for AMC stocks. The theater company only just recently reopened its doors, and it already could be looking to close back down. The Delta variant is leading to a step backwards in the nation's virus recovery efforts. Many cities are reinstating mask mandates, and President Joe Biden administration has made it clear that if health officials advised them to lockdown, it would be considered. Getting that out of the way, that's just kind of obviously a little bit of where we're at in the whole kind of, I guess, scope of the world, you could say. Let's get into the Q2 earnings lift on AMC stock. Beyond the pandemic, AMC is dealing with another new adversary in direct-to-streaming film releases. AMC Theaters saw millions of customers in its theaters for the opening weekend of Marvel Studios' Black Widow, but at the same time, Disney released the movie straight to its Disney Plus streaming service, stealing about $60 million in revenue from theaters. Now, again, I would argue that that's not that big of a deal. Again, this is nothing new. Streaming services have been around for quite some time. Theaters are still an interesting experience that most people want to go to. A lot of people, myself included, like going to big movie events, big blockbuster releases, and seeing it on the big screen, especially in a theater full of people. I think it's really fun. It gives a kind of an interesting atmosphere. And overall, the crowd's a really good time to be a part of, and I like it. And I think there's a huge market for that as well. Now, let's read a little bit more into the details about what's going on, of course, with the specifics behind AMC's actual earnings. So this is really good news. AMC crushes earnings in Q2, looks to accept Bitcoin. Let's read a little bit more about that. Analysts called for a loss per share of 94 cents. The company's reporting an actual loss of just 71 cents. Revenue estimates called for 382.25 million. AMC posted actual revenue of 444.7 million, beating estimates by over 15%. However, that's still well off of 2019's Q2 revenue of 1.5 billion. But again, this is to be expected. We're going to have some kind of hiccups and slow growth as far as the reopening goes of the economy. The net loss for the second quarter stands at 344 million compared to Q2's 2020 net loss of over 561 million. Cash flow for AMC in the second quarter was 251.7 million. Last quarter's cash flow stood at 324.8 million. Relatively a little bit of a drop in cash flow there, unfortunately, but again, overall, we are still doing pretty well. Attendance at AMC theaters in the second quarter was well over 22 million. The first quarter saw about 6.8 million customers customers in the theater seats. International markets saw over 4 million attendees. Again, huge increase there from the first quarter compared to the second of 22 million versus 6.8 million. Speaking to the fears of direct-to-streaming services, Aaron did not seem swayed. The CEO says that while many think streaming will kill theaters, people said the same things about VHS and DVDs. He also is bullish on the vaccine effect on keeping the US from another lockdown, floating both the biggest talking points of AMC bears. Now, the rest of this just kind of talks about some of the Bitcoin thing, and we'll get into that actually right here, just so we can kind of wrap this up. Finally, the company is breaking into cryptocurrency in a massive way. The company will be accepting Bitcoin in its theaters before the end of the year. Wow, that is a bombshell. That is a huge piece of news for Bitcoin. And yes, I know that AMC is not like the end all be all in whether or not Bitcoin has value. We of course know that Bitcoin has value, is incredibly apparent now more than ever. But we see now that there are theater chains like AMC accepting it as a payment method. See, this is what we've always talked about with Bitcoin forever, and this is a whole side rant that we'll get into in another video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. But you know, Bitcoin is becoming more and more of a payment method and less of an asset class that you would typically be invested in. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see what comes of this, obviously, in the coming years. It's going to be very cool to watch. But overall, this is what happened with AMC's earnings report today. They crushed it as far as the numbers go. Pretty much everything in every category beat expectations significantly. There was only one pullback in cash flow, and you know, cash flow wasn't as good as it was in Q1. Again, it wasn't a substantial drop, but it was enough to warrant, of course, me making this video and talking about it, obviously. But overall, AMC did very, very well. Now, let's see where it's at in after hours. Here's a wider time frame. Let's pull down a little bit here. Here's the 1 day. As you can see here, after hours, AMC has surged all the way up to the $37 level. More than likely, a lot of people took profits there. A lot of people probably sold, whatever it might be, or who were playing options, whatever it was, and it's pulled back, unfortunately, a little bit here down to the 35 level. I would not be surprised if the day this video comes out, which is, of course, today is August 9th. More than likely, this video will be coming out tomorrow, August 10th, that AMC is looking at a green day today. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I would love to know. But overall, I mean, there's a lot of good momentum here. A lot of buyers are likely going to be looking at AMC. The Bitcoin news is going to be a huge thing too as well for AMC. The fact that they're implementing that is a big deal. But guys, this is obviously really good news. And I talked about this at length at every single AMC video we've made for the past couple of days, that this earnings call was probably going to go very well. I was predicting a lot of the things that ended up happening today. I managed to say basically everything that happened except for, you know, about cash flow. I mean, cash flow wasn't as great. I was expecting cash flow to be a little bit better, but that's besides the point. Overall, we were talking about AMC for a while, and this was expected to be a very good catalyst, and what do you know, it was. You know, congratulations to those who are still in, who are up right now, who, you know, bought maybe at a lower price, whatever it might be. You guys are the true winners here, and the ape army is strong. What can I say? And overall, AMC is doing very well, and it'll be very interesting to keep track with it and see where it heads in the next coming days and in the future. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for AMC. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. If you guys want to get a free stock with Public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys sign up with Public, you guys will get a free stock with our link if you guys deposit $1. It not only supports the channel, but it allows you to sign up for a great social investing network that you can be part of and interact with a ton of different investors and see what everyone's buying, what they're selling, and of course their thoughts on everything in between. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.